broadcasting media. Well, Carla Barnhill is a top 20 finalist for the Good Morning America Advice Guru. And she did a video installment last week, or yesterday. Didn't you, Carla?
I sure did. I was on the TV yesterday.
You were on the television. Now, did you shoot that from home? I was going to ask you about this.
Yes, I did. It was part of the application process a few weeks ago. We had to make a little set of video clips for them, and that was one of them. So they have been showing one from various gurus every day during December, and yesterday was my day.
Well, you did great. I thought it was just, I thought it was excellent.
Thank you.
Well, soon, before she leaves us, we'd like to talk with her about what it is in the mommy revolution world that's going on before she just becomes the advice giver to all people on all things.
I'm not leaving.
Well, but I'm just saying, as soon as you become the advice giver for all people on all things, it will be hard for you just to be the mommy revolutionary any longer.
Well, I know, but are you going to kick me off?
No, we're not going to kick.
Conflict of interest?
No, we're not going to kick you off.
On the radio
Of course
anymore?
not. Of course not. We're just going to see if other people will pay us for the opportunity to be made a big star the way we've made you a big star. We're not going to kick you off. We are going to somehow profit off of you.
Perfect.
So what Carla does in her pre-big time life is to curate a conversation about what motherhood is like. And I'll tell you, this is the height of it right now. This is the intensity of mommy zone.
Yeah.
Look, 2-3 times a year when it gets really intense. The kids are out of school. You got a big religious high holiday coming. There's anticipation and expectation galore on all families and all sorts of levels. And it just starts to buckle down on what it means to be a mom.
You're right. There's gift giving. So there's money, the outlay of cash is pretty intense. There's grandparents everywhere, or some sort of relative.
That's right.
In-law, whatever. There's relatives around somewhere. Like you said, kids are home. Depending on the part of the country you live in, there's 1,000 feet of snow in your yard.
Oh, you had to bring that up, didn't you? I'm sitting in this studio where it's just hotter than the place the unfaithful go, and there's no windows, so we don't even remember that it's hellish outside with its snow.
Well, he has
wearing those sweatpants?
He has real pants on today, thank goodness.
Look, sweatpants are real pants. Mommy revolutionary. Sweatpants are real pants.
Giving up on live pants.
No, they're not. They're not. Sometimes guys like me go around wearing something would be accustomed to a sweatsuit. And that doesn't mean you're giving up. That means you're taking it easy.
Okay.
You're pacing yourself.
A little too easy.
You're pacing yourself.
A little too easy.
I've realized, you know what? I'm not lazy. I'm just seasonal.
Is that what it is?
I'm like a seasonal employee.
Yeah.
So in the winter, you just put it aside, put pants aside, and sweatpants.
Yeah, I just say, there's other times when you're going to get serious about things. Right now, I'm just, I'm seasonal. I'm in between things, like life.
Fair
I'm just
enough.
in between life right now. But anyway, no,
I'm ordinary time.
Yeah, I'm in ordinary time. Yes. Okay, you're right. So there's a lot of pressure going on for moms when it comes to the big Christmas push. The big school break is just it is paralyzing to parents, isn't it? It's so long.
Well, I like it, frankly. In some ways it makes life a little bit easier because the last few weeks of school before Christmas, before the break, that's when it's torture.
Oh.
There's you got programs to go to, you got concerts, you got to haul kids to this and that and the other thing.
Oh.
So to me, that's where it's more hectic. Once the break starts, then we're just sitting around and they can figure out how to keep themselves busy. But Hey, and honestly, the kids who are sort of hard to have around the house are the ones who are around the house all the time anyway.
The littlest ones.
So, right.
Or the college students.
Right. So the school age kids are not so much the issue. It's the little ones that make things hard. At least that's my experience.
So what kind of advice are you giving to the mommy revolutionaries about this big holiday push?
It's really the part about the family piece that I was just talking about, that you've got grandparents or aunts and uncles or cousins, just people around, and it can kind of throw your whole vibe off a little bit, as you well know, for various reasons. Sometimes for great reasons, you're just busy doing all sorts of fun stuff, and you find that you're exhausting yourselves. You got so much great stuff going on that everybody's starting to get cranky and crabby. So there's that piece. So even when things are really great, it can be a little bit tricky.
It's still hard, yeah.
It's still hard, but or not even hard, but just challenging. How's that?
Oh, you're being a little more
Challenging.
positive, than hard.
Yeah, because I don't want to suggest that it stinks to have your family around. You know, people who don't have families around would really like them to be around. So it's not that. It just adds another layer of stuff you got to think about, ways you got to plan, and it sort of have you on your your A game.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be on top of stuff, and that's not easy for some people like me.
Yes.
So anyway, so there's that piece of it, but then there's also just kind of the tricky family dynamics that happen where, you know, if you've got family around, you have to sort of make sure that all those different parenting styles, different expectations, all those things are being dealt with, and that adds a layer of pressure too. And then on top of that, you know, we all kind of fight this, but there's such pressure to have this kind of perfect holiday season.
Oh, I know it. Mm-hmm.
Right? And that's the part, for me at least, that's the part, and I think for so many moms in particular, we want it to be just right. You know, we want to be creating these beautiful childhood memories for our kids. We want to get them just the right gift that's really going to be meaningful and wonderful and educational and stimulating, that they're going to love it. You know, so there's all that pressure for perfection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it really does become one of the weeks in which people sometimes judge, how is our family doing?
Exactly.
Like it's one of those big get-togethers that you'll have where people come around or people come home, or you look at pictures and you have a regular routine, which many of us don't have very many regular routines from year to year. You know, they're different than the daily life. And this is the one at which pictures are gathered up and memories are, you know, burned into the neurons of our brain. So you can look at it and say, I just don't feel like if Christmas doesn't go well for people, they feel like maybe our family's not going very well.
Right. The breakdown last Tuesday, nobody's going to remember that. The breakdown on Christmas Day, now you've ruined it.
Yes.
Now you've ruined Christmas, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So there is that sort of sense of perfection, and this is where it's hard to say this to people, but in some ways I think we have to almost treat Christmas, the whole season, sort of like it isn't special. It isn't magical. And what I mean by that is not in the sense that
I like where you're going.
I know you do. That it's not that you dislike the holiday or that you take the joy out of the holiday, but you start to see that it's just really in the scope of your family life. It really is just another week. It really is just another day. And yeah, it's a chance to make some memories, but it's also a chance to sort of, you know, go through life together. It doesn't there's no real reason why this week has to be magic.
That's right.
You know
That's
what I'm saying? You know, that this week, even though, you know, as religious people, we're celebrating, you know, a holiday that's very meaningful to us, and that, you know, we want to honor that, but that doesn't, that reflection doesn't really mean anything about your family.
Right.
Like you can honor that in ways that aren't about how pretty your tree is or whether or not everybody got the right gift.
Yeah.
Or whether or not everybody behaved themselves, or even whether or not, you know, you managed to get everybody in the Christmas program and they had their hair combed well. You know, I mean,
yes.
But
doesn't the pressure for some of that come because people feel like it's a long time until we get to do it again? So that like the do-over, the makeup for a not good Christmas is a long time away.
I don't think so, because I don't think most of us, I think we're so in the moment at Christmas time where it's like, no, this one has to be perfect. I don't know why. I mean, I'm not thinking about next Christmas. I'm not worrying about what we're going to do right next time. It's like, no, we're just in the moment right now, trying to get through this day and make this day magic. Like, you know, the way, at least here in Minneapolis, we're off of school now starting this week. I know some schools in other parts of Minnesota aren't getting off till like Wednesday. But we've got this whole week before Christmas. That's a lot of time to kill.
Yeah.
You know, and so I'm fighting this. We have to have something special every day. Like all of a sudden, because the school district decided this is when we're getting off, I've now decided that now there's this expectation that I have to make this magic.
Well, I guess you bring up a good point, because I remember as a child, and for my own kids who've gone through this recently, the promise of Christmas break is roaming in your head.
Right, that it should be this awesome.
Months and months ago, they've been thinking about Christmas break.
Right. And it's going to be so great. We're going to get together, and we're going to do all this stuff. And
we're going to go snowboarding, we're going to go playing, all of those kinds of things.
Right, and there's this sense that when you have family time, I think that's part of it, too, is this idea that our family is together, and nothing good happens until we're all together. So now we have to really take advantage of this, because in a couple of weeks, it's all going to be over, and it's going to be back to the things that keep us away from each other. So in some ways, there's this, we talk about this on the Mommy Revolution quite a bit, what we call the cult of the family. And this idea that when the family is together, that's the only time memories are really made. That's the only time really meaningful things happen, because the family makes those things happen. Well, it doesn't have to be that way. I mean, again, I'm not trying to dismiss that and say the family isn't a good thing. Of course, it's great. It's wonderful. But the idea that just because we're all together, again, just because the school districts decided that this is when your kids are going to be home, doesn't mean that your life as a family needs to alter in this sort of, now we have to be this other kind of people who are making memories at every turn.
Excellent. Well, that's Carla Barnhill. She's giving good advice here. And you should head over to the mommyrevolution.com now before she turns into the person for whom, when she's in an elevator, people ask if they can get a picture with her.
True.
Because that's going to be coming. Are you ready for that big life, Carla? Are you ready for that experience of being recognized by strangers on the street?
I've been planning for it since I was 10 years old.
This has all been a part of the big master plan.
Oh, totally.
Well,
I've been preparing for my People magazine interview since I was a child.
Well, if you would like to connect with the Mommy Revolution, you can do that. You can go to DougPagittRadio.com, connect with it over there, or you can find your way over to the mommyrevolution.com all alone and find Carla on Facebook. Look for her, and you can be part of making her a star on Good Morning America. All right, Carla. Hey, Carla.
Thank you so much.
Hey, Carla.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And remember, make the most of it.
Yeah. It won't happen again until next year.
This could be your last one. Merry Christmas, Carla Barnhill. Merry Christmas to you all. We're going to be back with a Cripes, a Come On, and You Gotta Be Kidding Me that I think you're going to want to hear on AM 950, the voice of Minnesota. Going out with creepy Christmas music into the break.
Stop by the AM